Well, it's the last day of term, which has traditionally always meant have a bit of a takeaway. So you gotta meet with tradition. My food has been rubbish this week. I'm on my way to the Chinese now, but the new Pokemon update is out. So first, I'm stopping for a little bit of Pokemon action. I'm stood in between a gym and a Pokestop, and as requested by my daughter, we're going to start doing proper intros every day. So have a proper intro. Well, this is my first time out playing Pokemon properly probably since Comic-Con at the end of October was the last time I was properly into it. Maybe, in fact, probably we're talking Birmingham Comic-Con, that was a little bit later, that was November time. Not really been into it at all since then. It got close to being finished and got a bit boring because of it. But now we've got all these new Pokemon, I'm kind of into it a little bit again. If I just show you my screen, I've got most of the original ones. Well, let's see, it's supposed to be 4G, it takes forever to load up. But look at all these new gaps. Oh, that's exciting. That's my weekend sorted. And I thought I'd get a weekend of Pokemon off to a bang by taking this gym. But I'm Team Yellow, because I'm right. I'm the correct team. But look at this gym. It's blue team. And look at this absolute nonsense that is going on here. I mean, I'm not taking this on my own, am I? That's utterly insane. In other news, because it is now the first day of half term, that means for the next 9 days, or I guess 10 days if you're including this one, but for the next 9 days at least, you're going to get a taste of how I'd like the vlog to be long term, because it's going to be something that I can do during the day. It's not just going to be something I have to sit in my garage and do when I get home from work, and then I'm too tired at the weekend to do it properly. So hopefully we'll see a little bit more variety, a little bit more different stuff on the vlog over the next week or so, and I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, the whole intro thing, my daughter did take me to one side earlier on and said, look Dad, you've got to at least do the same intro every day. You can't keep changing around the way you do it. So we're going to try and do the intro like today every day from now on. But looking at the time, we've still got 5 minutes until the Chinese is ready. It's weird, we never used to be able to use Just Eat in the village that I live in, but the local Chinese that we always use has just gone on Just Eat. But they still don't deliver, so I've ordered it, paid for it, and now I'm just sort of hanging around over here catching Pokemon, because I'm cool. A little bit of Kev history for you. This, behind me here, that was my old front door. We're going back 15 years, which is mad, really. When I first moved out of home at 18, I lived in this little one-bed dodgy flat over the other side of town for about 6 months, but then moved in here to that flat above this hair salon. Lived there for about 2 years. It wasn't a hair salon then, it was an old furniture shop. And if you've ever wondered how I got my svelte physique, that was my old flat. And if we just spin you around, over there we have the Curry Hut, which also does kebabs and pizza with kebab meat on. Next door is the Chinese, where I'm going to go and get my Chinese from in a minute. Down there in the distance with the neon lights, that's a fish and chip shop that has regularly been in the top 20 in the UK. I didn't really stand a chance. Job done, Chinese acquired, car's over there somewhere, got to walk past the Pokestop and gym again once more. The gym's not worth bothering with, but I will have another quick dab at the Pokestop. 4th time since I've been here. Oh, there's a very real chance that Chinese might go down in history as the worst idea I've ever had. Goodness me, do I feel rough now. It's not to to avoid some of the gory details, but you're getting some of them. 2 hours, 2.5 hours since we had it. 3 trips to the toilet so far. I feel so rough. I really feel rough. Do not go to the Chinese that I showed you in the video. I don't need to tell you the name of it. I showed you where they are. Oh, I feel awful. I've still got to finish the vlog. I've got to record a wrestling video for tomorrow. Got to record a Football Manager video for tomorrow. Got to record the podcast for tomorrow. And all of that needs to be recorded, edited and released by lunchtime tomorrow. So really, over the course of the next 15 hours. Plus I'd quite like my start of the school holidays extra long sleep in there somewhere as well. It's not happening though tonight. I've left everything. It's nearly 9 o'clock. I've got 2.5 videos to record before we even start the podcast. What have I done? This is all because I had a beer with dinner. One solitary beer. I shouldn't have beer. It's made my neck and my side of my face all go red. I go all blotchy. Makes my jawbones hurt. Alcohol just doesn't agree with me. I should just stop drinking completely. But then it's the last day of term, and what's the last day of term without a takeaway and a beer? But I think what I'm going to need to do, next time you lot know it's the last day of term, you need to forward me this video so that I can now talk directly to my future self. Future Kev, how you doing? In about 7 weeks' time, you have another last day of term coming up. Can I please assure you at this moment that that beer and that Chinese that you've got your heart set on because it's the last day of term, 2 hours later you are going to feel rough as anything. Just don't have it. Just stick to the diet, or you know, as close to the diet as you can get. We're all aware that it hasn't been that hot over the last couple of days. We need to get back on that. But just steer clear of alcohol and takeaways. They don't suit you. In other news, while I was out and about snooping around the gym and the Pokestop and doing all my Pokemon-y stuff, I saw 2 separate groups of people who were out playing Pokemon. I haven't seen that happen since the summer, and I loved that in the summer more than I enjoyed the game itself. I loved the fact that it got groups of people out doing something really nerdy at all hours. I mean, that never happened, certainly not here. It was like being at a convention, but at home. My favourite memory of the whole of 2016 was when we did MGPX in Nottingham, and we went out in Nottingham after we did the show, started doing a bit of a Pokemon walk at like 10:30, 11 o'clock, once we were kicked out of the conference room at the hotel, wandering around Nottingham, found our way to Nottingham Castle, and at Nottingham Castle there was this little bar next to Nottingham Castle where from sitting in the bar there were 3 or 4 different Pokestops that were all within range. We didn't even have to move. We sat there until like 1 in the morning. There must have been 40 or 50 people all there doing exactly the same thing, just doing something really nerdy on a Saturday night in a major city. It was brilliant, and for that reason I am really excited about the new Pokemon Go update and the 2nd generation of Pokemon appearing on there. I know it's not to everyone's taste. I know some of you are going to be watching this thinking I'm a big loser, and I do wish it had happened at a better time of year. Middle of February, when the world's at its coldest, this is not the time. They should have saved it for if this had come out in May when we were just about to hit Comic-Con and go down to London, it would be amazing. But even so, I'm excited at the prospect of going out and about Pokemon hunting tomorrow. I think we're probably going to try and do that as a family. Sproglet loves it. They all enjoy it. We'll have 3 or 4 different games of Pokemon Go on the go and go and catch some of these new Pokemon. And it will be absolutely brilliant. But now I need to go to the toilet again.